Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.
Wake your ass up, fool. John J. and Rich. What's crack-a-lackin'? This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? John J. and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010. We're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be and in the place to be. And you're listening to John J. and Rich. Wake your ass up, fool.
John J. and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. Our text line, you text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. And when you text us, I can just read your text on the air. We'll call you back. But I want to read this text that we just got. It's about the Snoop Dogg intro. You just heard Snoop Dogg introduce us. He's been introduced us since the show started. And our iHeartRadio app is free. And it's been upgraded. They changed it like a week or two ago, I think, right? And it's like it's got all these new features. It's got a preset button. It does whatever. So this 808 number, which I believe is Hawaii, says, John J. and Rich, I want to let you know how the iHeartRadio app transcribes your intro. Wake you ass. John J. and Rich, what's crack, AG? And this is the big boss, Dove, Snoopy Deagle, Double Jizzle Babe Boom. What you don't do. We're not talking about Ridge 10 team. We're not talking about last year. It's the one, the only dog you all at the glass. Likely fixing people. Double jibble. In your face and be in the place. B. And you're listening to John J. and Ridge Wise.
I hope, Noah, you take what John J. just did and make that our new intro.
So, you text us. Text JJR and whatever you want to say to 96893.
Well, we're still working the bugs out.
Yeah.
Make it a little more street.
I've been really focusing on my sleep a lot lately, and I cannot get a good night's sleep. And I monitor it on the Oura Ring and on the Whoop, like no matter what I do. And there's so many other factors going on. But yesterday after the show, I was going to go work out, and then I was going to go hiking with my friend Rick. And I was so tired. My sleep sucked because the Suns game the night before. It was late. And it just sucked. So when I went to the gym, I thought that maybe there was something there at the gym because my gym is also a doctor's office, right? And I asked the woman who runs the gym, Sophia. I said, "Is there something that I can have that gives me a little kick?" She goes, "Do you want some coffee? Do you want a cold brew?" I'm like, "I don't know." She goes, "Here, I got an idea." So I'm working out, and she brings me something I never had before. She brings me 2 espresso shots over ice. Right?
Okay.
I've never had that before. She goes, "This will wake you up." So I drank just half of it, and I have never been more wired in my entire life. Like, I worked out.
That's a double shot.
Then I went, it's what?
That's a double shot.
Oh, that's what you were drinking all the time, weren't you?
Yeah, but mine was mixed with like some cream and sugar and whatnot.
Oh,
but yeah.
I was like, I had never felt that before.
Sabrina Carpenter's right.
I did my workout, and then I went hiking. And then I went home. I did a bunch of stuff at home. And then when I went to bed last night, it was hard for me to sleep. And I think part of that is also because the espresso was still in my body.
Probably.
And then I got up this morning and I drank the rest of it because I didn't drink all of it last night.
No wonder you run around here so fast this morning.
Like,
maybe that's going to be your thing. Mark my words. This is John J's new thing.
John J's new to the espresso world.
He's going to be a noon workout espresso guy.
Well, then I started thinking about, like, I'm really focusing on my sleep and I can't get a good night's sleep. And then I thought, those people, when you're like, if you're single and you're trying to find someone, you're trying too hard. Just stop. It's right there in front of you. You'll find a good partner. Or if you're trying to have a baby, someone always says, stop trying so hard.
Right, which everybody loves to hear.
Stop trying so hard and you'll get pregnant. Yeah. Like, I feel, okay, maybe I need to stop focusing on my sleep and I'll get a good night's sleep.
Oh,
but
probably.
Is it because you're interrupted at the beginning? Because I know I am constantly with dogs and, people going, Mom, Mom.
People calling you mom?
Well, not me, my wife. Her son comes up a lot, and he won't knock on the door. I just hear him down the hall. Mom. Like, what is happening here? I'm waking
It's
up out
other
of a nightmare.
factors. Like last night, I wanted to go to bed. I've had potential to go to bed at 7.
Yeah.
And as I was going to plug in my phone, my son Kemp, who's in Hawaii, he's 3 hours earlier, texts me, Dad, I got to tell you something. I got some good news. I'm like, okay. He goes, I'll call you in 30 minutes.
But you can't not take that phone
I know.
call, right?
So I just wait. I'm waiting. And in 30 minutes, he goes, 10 more minutes. And then my wife's at dinner with her sister. And Kemp calls and tells me the good news. And then I call her at dinner. And she doesn't pick up the phone. And I call her again. Now I know she's going to see that I called her and at some point call me back, which is weird that she doesn't pick up doesn't know that I called her because she's got that stupid Apple Watch. And every time I'm with her, someone calls her, she stops the conversation and look at her watch. Right? So then she calls me at 8:15 and she's like, oh, what's the good news? I go, well, you call Kemp. Okay, well, I'll be home in 15 minutes. Now it's 8:30, and I got to wait for her. She comes home at 8:45. She goes, okay, I'm going to get ready for bed. And then I got to wait for her to get ready for bed. So now it's 9:15, 9:30.
Nobody knows what we go through because they figure they go to bed a little later than us, but they sleep hours after we get up,
It's
right?
so true. I have similar situations, but just in a very different way. It's like I need to do, like, we all email each other at night, right?
Yeah.
We call it our prep.
Well, I don't
need
know
to
when Payton
prep.
does it.
It depends on the day. Sometimes I got to get it done in the morning when I wake
I
up.
can rely
Sometimes I
on
gotta
stuff
get it
from Rich at 5. I can rely on stuff from Kyle no later than 8 p.m. And then I'll be up late and don't get anything from Payton.
But, like,
So-
I feel like I have let you guys know my day
That's
does not
true.
stop at 8 p.m. I said the 8 p.m. deadline does not work for me.
Because you're still living.
And that's what it is. My life is still going on at 8.
That's
Sorry.
true. I tell my kids that's my homework.
Right.
And I'm like, I have to do my homework. Mom, can you help me with this? I need help with my homework. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll help you with your homework. Mom, I need a snack. We just ate dinner. I need a snack. Okay, fine. All right, kids, go get ready for bed. Mom, I can't find my toothpaste. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm going to go help you find your toothpaste. Okay, so they get in bed, and I'm, like, finally starting to do my homework. And they're like, I can't sleep. And I'm like, oh, my God, I have to do my homework.
I like that you call it homework. It makes it.
Well, because then they relate to it because they're like, I hate homework. I'm like, even when you grow up and you have a real big person job, you probably still might have homework like mommy does. And so then they kind of understand that I have to do it, but it doesn't always translate because I get interrupted about 10,000 times.
Well, I am looking forward to getting to your homework.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Lots of good
yes,
homework
lots
stuff.
of good homework
I
stuff.
really, really enjoy when you go to Kyle's Instagram. In fact, if you go, is it just at Unfug on Instagram right
Just
now?
at Unfug.
Go to Instagram, go to at Unfug and look at her stories because you're so photogenic, even when you're getting your face worked on.
Well, some of those are filters.
Oh, well, whatever filters
of
they
them.
are, give them to me because I'm like, because you're doing a lot of stuff and the lighting. I was like, boy, I look at other things now. Like, I'm like, the lighting in there looks great.
Because you're into photography.
Yeah, I am. I'm one hell of a photographer. Whenever someone takes a picture of Kyle and it's better than me, I'm like, who did that? What's coming up? 3 things you need to know, Kyle.
There is a rumor that there's a huge potential buyer for TikTok, and he's American. I'll tell you who it is next with John, Jane, Rich.
Call the show and join the fun. 877-937-1047.
Kicking it with John, Jay, and Rich.
You guys see last night was a wolf moon?
Yeah,
My wife
it was
last
so
night.
bright. It looked awesome.
She was at this dinner with her sister, and like I said, I was trying to go to sleep, and she comes up. Do you know it's a wolf moon tonight? It's a wolf moon. All these great things are happening because it's a wolf moon. And I woke up this morning, and I did my hot tub cold plunge thing, and that moon was bright, man. My
Huge,
backyard
too.
was lit up, man. Anyway, what are 3 things we need to know, Kyle and Fug?
The California wildfires are only about 20% contained, and that's being conservative with that. And they are increasingly worried about the potential winds because they're going to be up to 45, 70 miles per hour, which of course creates an explosive fire growth situation across LA County this week. In fact, the National Weather Service issued an ominous, particularly dangerous situation warning for the LA and Ventura County areas. Just cautioning everyone, saying these crazy fast winds, the dry air is a higher risk of rapid fire spread and extreme fire behavior. John Jay, I don't know what county your sister is in, but it may really be time for her to evacuate. Of course, they're letting residents know separately via text who needs to evacuate. Now, yesterday, it was reported that Chinese officials are evaluating a potential option that involves Elon Musk acquiring the U.S. version of TikTok.
You guys were hinting at that yesterday, just like Elon Musk
Before
should
it was
buy
reported.
Yeah.
However, the actual company is like, we're not doing that. Why would we do that? Why would we even comment on that? It's just fiction.
Well, you know what else? I saw Mr. Beast post. Okay, I'll buy TikTok.
Yeah, well, that would be cool. He's thrown his name in the hat. The guy from Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, has thrown his name in the hat. And so far,
I'm throwing my name in the hat.
it's not even official that it's going to get banned. They are expecting word from the Supreme Court as early as Sunday, the 19th. So that's when we find out if it does indeed get banned. Between now and Sunday, you can still download the app. If it does get banned on Sunday, you won't be able to download the app anymore. You'll still be able to use it, but then it will slowly trickle its way out.
We should all throw in whatever money we have in our pocket and then put out a press release that we're willing to buy TikTok
That would be awesome.
for whatever,
Let's do it.
$137.
Let's do it. So Starbucks had this rule that anybody can come in, right? You can hang out without buying something. You can go to the bathroom if you need to. And now they're saying, actually, we don't want to do that anymore because there's been transients, there's been situations, and they said, so here's the thing. That rule that everyone was welcome isn't necessarily the case anymore. If you're coming in just to use the restroom, you got to buy something. If you're coming in just to hang out, you got to buy something. You have to be a paying customer, and they say this is for the paying customers' safety. They're trying to prioritize their people, and that's that. So, new rules at Starbucks, and that's 3 things you need to know.
Well, I wonder how you'd handle that because you've always heard that there's a Starbucks bathroom, right? So if you go in there, just use the bathroom. And you go, that's not it anymore. Now you're being kind of...
They actually said that they're training Starbucks employees on how to enforce it, and they're authorizing them to call, police if they need to.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
No, that's not going to be a problem.
I wonder that if it's going to be people that look like they shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like you said.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be a problem, because somebody could be, look, I was just walking in and I got kicked out. It's because of the way I look. You know that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could be.
Starbucks.
I mean, maybe unless they put those little lock pads with the numbers on the doors, like they do at some of the
That's probably will be
They
what
have
they
a-
have
gas
to do.
station.
There's I was at a Starbucks in Hawaii a couple weeks ago, and it was in an area where it doesn't seem safe, and you have to get the code at the Starbucks.
Or keys. They still have bathroom keys sometimes, too.
Horoscope time. Peyton, what's the vibe for horoscopes?
I'm going to be telling you where you should head this year based on your zodiac sign.
Where you should what?
Head, like traveling.
Okay.
Yeah.
877-937-1047. Call us right now to see where you're going to travel this year. Peyton's predictions after Hosier. John, Jane, Rich, Peyton, the vibe for horoscopes.
I'm going to tell you where you should be traveling this year based on your zodiac sign. And if it's your birthday, we still are in Capricorn season. We're not here for much longer. But if it's your birthday today, you share a birthday with Emma Watson and LL Cool J.
Mike, good morning. What's your sign?
Hey, good morning, Sagittarius.
Okay, Sagittarius. So, Mike, this is your day, and you're already halfway out the door with your backpack and your passport. Just don't forget to actually book your flight, because impulse trips are fun, but your destination to be determined isn't really a plan. So make sure when you go ahead and you book your flight today that you make a good decision on where you're trying to go.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Mike. 877-937-1047. How about for Libras? How about for Kyle, who just traveled?
Yeah, Kyle, you're going to spend the day texting your friend, should we do Italy or Greece this summer? Libra, the group chat is exhausted, okay? Choose a vibe and go with it, because either way, your Instagram stories are going to slay.
Okay.
Italy or Greece?
I love a little group trip.
I want to go.
I can't imagine myself going that far, but that would be amazing.
Yeah, right?
What about for Pisces?
Yeah, Rich, for Pisces, you're going to spend the day scrolling on TikToks of destinations that you'll quote-unquote visit someday. But, Rich, someday is today. Go and book your ticket and live your travel aesthetic in real life.
Okay.
Where are you
Planning
going?
for summer. I think we're going to Hawaii this summer.
Oh, heck yeah.
It should be nice.
Book your flight today, because I think that's where all the deals are.
What about for you, Peyton, Leos?
Yeah, for Leos, we're going to book the most extra trip possible. Like, I'm talking private jets, 5-star hotels, all of the works. And we're not just traveling. Us Leos, we're making a statement. So we need to remember that the only thing that belongs in the spotlight right now is our budget. Quite honestly, I don't think I'll ever have the money to be able to book a private jet, but okay.
Never say never.
That's right.
I hope I'll manifest that for me one day.
How about Virgos?
Yeah, John Jay, your travel spreadsheet has tabs for every possible scenario, and it might be a good idea to ditch that 47-step itinerary and leave the room for a little bit of chaos. So check out some alien invasion places. That's where you should be traveling this 2025.
Sounds like a hoot. All right, if we can get to your sign there, I'll post it on our website, johnjaneRich.com. Kyle, let's get into your face. I said earlier about the videos that you posted on Instagram of you over at the Comstock and you were getting the workout done. the
workout.
electronic workout on your muscles and your face.
Kind of got the whole shebang yesterday at the Comstock. I went and I got, you're supposed to do like a series of the Pure Impact treatments, and the Pure Impact treatment is basically like they set you up with all these nodules all over you and they pulse and your muscles contract. So it's like you're getting a workout, and it takes a half an hour, and all of a sudden, 2 days later, you're super sore, and you're like, I was just laying there watching a TV show.
Well, you know what's funny, though? The video you posted, you're so tiny, right? And so, for me, I have these electrodes on me, and there's lots of space between electrodes.
Yeah.
Kyle's are like,
All on top
so
of each
tiny.
other.
They're touching each other. They're like,
It's a wild experience, but because I was doing some other things, I was like, they had this numbing cream on my face while I was doing the Pure Impact. So I'm like, this looks insane. So afterwards, they did a soft wave treatment just under the eyes, because this area right under my eyes is it's the area I hate right now. It's my problem area, if you will. It's where the fine lines and wrinkles, they're coming out. Mm-hmm. They're coming out hard. My makeup's starting to not go on right.
We can't see any of that at all.
It just bothers me.
Wait, so makeup doesn't go on right, and that's because you might have a wrinkle?
So when you start to get more fine lines and wrinkles, and you wear as much makeup as I wear, it starts to crease and look really gross.
Oh, wow.
Or at least it does on me. So I went in, and Jamie recommended this treatment because you can get they have a tool with the soft wave that gets really close up under the eyes, and it's a laser. And I've done a lot of laser treatments on my face, a lot of different kinds of microneedling, and then the intense pulse light, all different, lots of different types of lasers. I have never felt a laser like this one.
Did it hurt?
What did it feel?
It was bizarre.
Do you know, is this one, have I done this one? Did she say it by chance?
I'm not sure if you've done this
sounds
one.
familiar.
The Cool Peel, which I did after this one, I know you did.
Okay.
But this one was it felt like the laser was cutting to the core of me. It felt like it got in.
It was deep.
The penetration was far in there. And I was like, wow, this is intense, which is awesome because then I feel like it's working.
Yeah.
That was
really
the soft wave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what she actually said. She said the laser does actually go deeper, even though I had numbing cream on. The numbing cream numbs the top layer of the skin. And so I was like, oh, wow, I feel that. It just felt incredibly hot. Really hot. So anyway, so I did that. It was really quick, so it wasn't terrible. It was whoa. But then it was over like that. Then I went and got another laser treatment, which is called the Cool Peel. And that was for my face, neck, and chest. The neck and chest, because you can't forget the pedestal. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what you
You're
meant
not going to
by
put a beautiful cake on a plastic sheet, for presentation. So
Well said.
So this laser is it's like a CO2 treatment, which is usually really intense. Usually with CO2, it's you're almost, this is not the technical terms, but you're almost taking off the first layer of your skin. Mm-hmm. So this one is kind of like that. Supposed to have the same results, but less downtime. When you do a CO2 treatment, you're out for a week, and you're doing vinegar wraps on your face.
Yeah, that's what I showed you the picture of my mom yesterday.
Yeah, I've done one of those, and it's really intense.
Brutal.
So I did get home last night, and my face was incredibly red. It's still swollen and red right now, but of course covered it with makeup. But yesterday when I left, John Jay, I kind of related to you a little bit because they send you off in this one of those masks, the gel masks. And I was talking it would slip down and kind of flap on my lip. But they're just keep it on as long as possible. It helps with redness. It helps accelerate the healing. And who doesn't want that, right? So I'm driving away with this mask on. And I swear, anyone who looked over at me had to be scared. What is that driving that vehicle right now? What is that?
I saw the picture you posted. That's exactly how it was. It's like you're Hannibal Lecter and you got someone's face on you.
Yeah. And like all of a sudden, I'm driving on the freeway and I see police lights like behind me. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You're joking. Like, I can't get pulled over like this. It's going to be the most humiliating moment of my life. And so I kind of start to slow down and I see the cop, like, he goes around me and goes and pulls someone else over. And I was like,
The relief.
this is officially the luckiest day of my life.
He pulls you over and he'd be like, man, get out of the car.
Yeah.
Like, I think I got a murder. We got a serial killer in the car.
Where's your UFO? You look like some type of alien. Like, so I actually didn't go home. I went to go pick up the kids, and I'm like waiting in pickup line. I'm like, do I pick up the kids with the mask on? Or
Give them nightmares.
take it off? I took it off because, yeah.
That would have been fun if you kept it on and then scare them.
No, I don't want to scar them for life because I know it would because like
They don't even like mascots.
and they don't like mascots. But one day I was wearing a beanie and I took it off and it like left bumps on my forehead that looked a little bit like I was like one of those lizard people or something like that. And Easton couldn't even look at me. Like he would cover his eyes when I came around. I was like, buddy, it's just for my hat. Just for my hat. He's like, why is your forehead like that? So I knew if I showed up in the mask, it would be like, I would be up all night because I'd be having nightmares.
Yeah.
But success. And so the next couple of days, my skin's supposed to feel like sandpaper, and then the sandpaper sloughs off, and it's like,
Do you put makeup on your neck? Or is
well,
that
yeah,
what-
a little bit. You have to blend it.
Okay,
You have to
'cause
blend
I can
it.
see your neck is first time because I really pay attention to Kyle,
Yeah.
and I can see your neck is pink, and I've never seen it pink before.
I know. I put a lot less today. Actually, like, can you see my chest? Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
you're sunburnt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sunburn. That's how it feels, too.
So Jamie, who owns this place, she's been a friend of mine for years, right? So I don't really know the treatments I get. She'll tell me, hey, I got this, come in and do it. And I just do it. So that's why I was asking Kyle, I don't know. So I texted her and I said, hey, have I done Soft Wave, which is the first one you did? And she's like, yes, it's the tightening device we did on your neck. And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
And she goes, you did that back when I first bought it. You could do it again if you want. We got a new handpiece that goes around the eyes too. That's probably what you did.
Yep.
And she goes, I go, oh, and I did the other treatment too, which is the other one that the sunburn
cool
one.
peel.
And she goes, yes, that's the one you're doing again next week. And I was like, ooh, I didn't even know it was going
Yeah,
next
she
week.
said you're doing a series. You're actually going to be, like, interviewed during that.
What?
He's like, thanks for letting me
During-
know.
during
Always pay attention to conversations.
Yeah. She said she talked to you about it.
I just said yes to whoever she said. When she talks to me while I'm on the air, I don't really pay attention. But what I like about, I believe, both those devices is my idol, Brian Johnson, who wants to live forever. He gets that done too.
Don't die.
Yeah.
Yes, but he looks like he's slipped into another dimension of human.
Yeah, he looks he's gray. He looks like, you know, I'm sure, isn't there some about gray people?
Yeah, the Greys.
The Grays.
Yeah,
Oh, so
the
he
aliens.
could just be an alien.
He could
These
be
aliens live forever.
an alien with abs.
Anyway, so that's the place that Colin and I talk about is called Comstock, and she's legit. It's fantastic. They can help you look younger and healthier, just like Brian Johnson.
Like Brian Johnson.
What do you got, Rich, for life hacks today?
The simple hack to being just a little bit more happy. It's going to surprise you how easy this is.
I also got this really cool thing, the viral moments of the 2020s so far, of the what do you call it, 2020s? Yeah, 2020. It's pretty crazy when you think about this stuff that's happened so far. We'll get to that. Stacks and Hacks coming up next. John, Jay, and Rich.
Good morning. Wake up every morning. Start your day with John, Jay, and Rich. I wake up with my favorite artist. And so that it's Billie Eilish.
It's Teddy Swims, and you're listening to John, Jay, and Rich.
BuzzFeed is recapping the top 25 viral moments that could have only happened in the 2020s. It features a lot of things you will recognize. This is so far just from 2020.
I'm standing in a cage with 5 full-grown tigers in line.
Okay, let's see if the sandal is K.
This song, because of the skateboarding guy with cranberry juice. Remember that? Yeah.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's cold.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to.
Very demure, very mindful.
Oh, you gotta give it that hawk. Diamonds under my eyes.
And we're only halfway through.
Okay, by the way, why did my daughter ask my husband what Hawk Tua meant the other day? I don't know where she heard that. I don't know why she heard that, but he was like, it's just something inappropriate on the internet. Just forget it.
Did she ask him, or did you hear it?
No, I wasn't home. He texted me immediately afterwards, and he's like, what?
I thought maybe he was indirectly asking you for something.
Oh, no.
Hey, hint?
No.
Hint? I'm going to go home and be like, it's weird. Kyle's husband was asking about Haktua. What is that exactly? Can you show me?
Oh, my God. Jeez.
According to a new survey, 1 in 5 young adults cannot change a light bulb.
What?
Really?
And Gen Zers are spending more than $1,500 a year calling in pros to do basic jobs that they could probably do themselves.
Definitely.
This is another one for you, Peyton. Here, 1/3 of couples say their partner acts like a baby when they're sick.
Oh my gosh, yes. I live with the biggest baby when Kadeem is sick. I'm like, you're a 28-year-old man. Like, come on, you can take care of yourself.
There's a list of the 10 best cities for cat lovers. What do you think is number 1? Take a guess.
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
None. We're in the United States. Number 1 is Warsaw, Poland. Number 1 for cats.
Known for their
Of
cat
course.
care.
I totally thought Portland.
Obviously.
The biggest health trends of 2025 could be, they say, cutting out processed foods, healthy aging, and improving gut health. That's big stuff. What is a seemingly cheap hobby that quickly becomes very expensive if you keep doing it?
Golf.
Golf is number 9 on the list.
Tennis.
Tennis.
I don't know.
Tennis.
Pickleball.
Let's see. Drinking.
No, that's true.
Coffee is number 14. CrossFit is 13. Then there's gardening, crochet, golf, snowboarding in the winter, surfing in the summer, cycling, fish keeping. What is fish
I don't
keeping?
know.
Is that a pet, keeping fish? Boating. Horseback riding is number 2. Number 1 cheap hobby that quickly becomes expensive is woodworking. Someone joked, why buy something when I can make it half as good for 3 times the price in a couple of months? Real quick, weird food stories, weird food news. Doritos, they've been around since the 1960s. They've always been triangular. Some people notice Doritos UK Instagram has a square chip, a square Doritos, which I'm not a fan of because it's easy to put in your mouth when it's got the point. Cheetos is releasing Cheeto Puffs, which is big news. I love Cheetos. I had Cheetos over, because I always try to eat healthy, but over Christmas I let loose. I just love Cheetos.
They're really good.
Cheetos are good, but there's Cheeto Puffs already.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pizza Cheeto Puffs.
That changes everything.
I was like,
when did they stop?
we already have Cheeto Puffs.
Cheeto Puffs cheese pizza flavor is the new one coming out. What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
So experts have studied people that say that for most of their lives, they're pretty happy. So they've kind of looked at what they do, and they've come up with a list of 7 things that they do. Happy people ignore nonsense. That makes sense, right? You don't get caught up in the drama. They talk less. They learn new skills. They help people. They laugh all the time. They wake up early, and they've got no entitlement. If you want to see that list, or maybe send that with somebody who you think might be able to use it, we have stuck it all up at johnjandrich.com.
Got to text Jess now. When are you guys going to do another Justin Timberlake ticket game? I don't know. We don't know. We're doing an hour from now. Speaking of Justin Timberlake, when I got in this morning, I saw this video of Justin Timberlake, and it bothered me so much I posted it on my Instagram. So you can see it on my Instagram, and there's like a fight going on in the comments. But I'll play the audio for you, and then I'll get in to explain what the fight is. So it's a car. Have you seen the video yet? A carload of people pull up. So Justin Timberlake, there's a bunch of guys driving in their car and on the road, and I guess they see Justin Timberlake in the car next to him. They're like, "Oh my God, Justin Timberlake! Oh my God, Justin Timberlake!" And they're, waving. They roll down the windows, waving at him. And just like you saw happen with Ariana Grande, remember? And then she starts singing with them.
Yeah.
Well, these guys, Justin Timberlake, and he rolls down the window, and he's like, "Well, here, I'll play it for you. Here's what happens."
Hey, Justin Timberlake. Bro, roll out the window. Roll down the window.
You want something?
Let's race.
You want something? No.
Let's race.
You want something?
No. Let's race. Stop.
Get out of here.
What?
That's a bummer because it's like you can hear the excitement when they're like, roll down the window, roll down the window. It's like just smile and say hi.
Right.
Like, what?
But what happened before that?
Yeah.
Like, I want to give Justin Timberlake the benefit of the doubt, although, I mean, we have the evidence, but like maybe they were being jerks in the car ahead of time or
Didn't start
something.
filming
Like
until-
maybe they were swerving into him. You never know. But then also it's like they're fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you kind of got to
You could have been like, hey, well, you guys got to drive, watch how you do. Because you see he rolls down the window and he actually looks really pissed. And he
That's
also
what I'm saying.
looks,
Did they were they harassing
Did they
him?
cut him
I
off?
don't know.
You can see, I posted the video. It's on my Instagram, John J. Van Ness. And the argument going on in the comments right now is that, well, he's a celebrity. He signed up for this. And then someone else like, he's been famous since he was a kid. He didn't know what he was getting into. And then all these people going back and forth. Well, he should be nicer. Oh, the whole drinking and driving thing because, he got a DUI. He actually his eyes look glazed to me when I'm looking at
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I shouldn't say that. But
I mean, we could all be nicer.
Yeah. Yesterday I was driving. I was going to go make a left. I hate to say what I'm about to tell you is wrong, but I'm about to tell you. I was going to make a left, and it was traffic. And you know how the left lane is, sometimes it can be open, but traffic, you have to get further back before you can make a left lane, get in the left lane. Does that make sense? Like there's a left-hand turning lane.
Yeah.
And maybe there's one car in the lane, but
so
traffic is so far back.
You can kind of ride the turn lane just a little bit to get to your stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to do that. I was going to wait. And I was also on my phone. Right, so I was on my phone. I'm going to wait so I can get into the lane to make the left, and then finally when it got to turn to make a left, someone came up behind me like I was going to crash into them. But they were at fault. But they honked and they got really violent. But I was on my phone, but I wasn't in the wrong. I hate that they were in the wrong, but I was on my phone. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I want to
canceled it out.
I want to be like, what's your problem, man? You're making a left before you make it a left. And then But anyway. So the Justin Timberlake thing. Check it out. Go to John J. Van Ness on Instagram. Okay, shift gears. Where were you last night, Peyton, where I saw all the dolls?
Oh my gosh. I was at a restaurant in downtown Phoenix called Hanny's. Have you guys ever heard of it?
No.
It's like a cute little restaurant bar, but then they have this downstairs basement area, and apparently it used to be some old bar that's haunted, and there's a table with probably 20 dolls just sitting there staring at you.
Well, it should be haunted.
It was
Why would you go there?
Well, because me and my brother went out to dinner last night and went to go grab a drink, and then he was like, have you ever been to the basement? I was like, no, what's in the basement? And he took me down to the basement of this
So
restaurant.
creepy.
Oh my gosh.
Can anybody go in the basement?
Yeah, literally,
What?
look, here's the dolls. Can you guys see?
Oh my gosh, that
they're
literally
scary
looks like
looking
something out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
They're behind a fence?
They're behind a fence that you can't walk in. And
Are
then
those dolls, were they there when they opened up the restaurant?
I do
oh my
not
God.
know the lore of Hanny's, but if you know, please let me know, because I was scared. I walked down with him and I was like, Jalen, I believe in this kind of stuff. The haunted, wicked. I want to leave. Can we go?
It's good that it's your brother. Can you imagine being on a date? You want to go down to the basement? Oh, no. Freak show? Joe from you?
Yes.
But didn't you say something about you get into an argument with your mom because you like to go drink by yourself at a bar?
It wasn't an argument, but she called me weird. My mom and my boyfriend, Kadeem, called me weird because I like to go enjoy a happy hour by myself every now and then. I enjoy being in a social setting like that and just eating my food and having my espresso martini by myself and scrolling on my phone.
But sometimes you'll talk to people around you and sometimes you won't.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got the opportunity to chat. But if you don't want to chat, you don't chat.
But 9 times out of 10, I don't want to talk to anyone. I will if you start talking to me, but I just want to scroll on TikTok.
So then you're at the bar and everyone can hear you, people can hear your TikTok.
No, I bring my headphones. That would be rude.
So you're at the bar with headphones, having a drink by yourself, scrolling on your phone.
Yep.
What is it about being around people while you're doing that you like, other than just sitting on your couch at your house alone?
I don't know. I think I just like to be around people.
Okay.
But I like to be by myself. I don't know. I guess it is weird. I don't know.
I used to go
do
to this
enjoy
one,
it though.
When my family was out of town, my kids were younger, my wife would take the kids and go up north for the summer, and I would go up on the weekends, and then during the day or at dinner time, I would go to this one restaurant, which to eat by myself, and most people that ate by themselves would order at the bar and sit at the bar, and I was like, there's no way I'm sitting at the bar. So I would have to wait for a table, and I'd sit by myself at a table and just eat, and I love that. I love eating alone. I do. I don't want to sit at the bar, though. Bigger chance for people to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're asking for people to talk to you.
No, and a lot of times, I think I'm a very approachable person sometimes, so I do end up with a lot of the side conversations. But I enjoy it because you learn about people, and then you get to hear fun, crazy stories that
And
I
then
get to
you're
come
gone.
back and tell you guys.
What was your modeling thing? Yeah, I saw like you did you were like had makeup on and you were like doing something.
Yeah, I did a photo shoot last night for my friend Angel. She owns this restaurant called Love Bite Dumplings. I told you guys
Oh, you
about
talked about
it.
that.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like your healthier version of your grab and go. It's like a cute little shop in downtown Phoenix. And she's gone viral on TikTok like a handful of times because it's like seriously the cutest shop. And she asked me if I would be down to model in her photo shoot for Valentine's Day. And I was like, heck yeah, girl. So basically I was a runaway bride. And she like dressed me in all white, and I basically like did this photo shoot with this super dope photographer in this studio, and it was so cool, such a fun experience because like I was like so awkward, like I don't model, like also I like don't have the body shape to model like that, so I'm all like self-conscious and like awkward, but
You're
it was
gorge.
fun.
You're
Thank you.
gorge. I can't wait to see these pictures.
The pictures are gonna be nuts. I'm so excited.
When
They're
do
gonna
you-
be so fun.
When do you get to see him?
I'm not exactly sure when I get to see the pictures, but I have some behind the scenes photos that I'll post for you guys so you guys can see it
Yeah,
on the
let's see
John
that.
Jane
That
Rich
sounds
Instagram
cool.
account. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. It's going to be so fun.
Was it weird being in a wedding dress?
I wasn't really in a wedding dress, but it was weird being in white. Like, I sent the picture to my friends in my group chat, and they were like, did you send this to Kadeem to show him how good you look in white? Like, that was kind of like the conversation. But then I was also like, oh my gosh, like, if I post these pictures on Instagram, like, people might think I went and got eloped and, like, just got married. But who knows? It was fun. I was wearing a veil. It was cool.
And Kyle, with this weekend when you were in Denver,
Oh my gosh. So we went out for my sister's birthday. She had like a milestone birthday. So she had this huge party. And I think she had 35, 40, maybe even 50 people there. And at the end of the party, they wanted the party to keep going, like half of them. So there's probably about 25 people. And Scott and we had flown in that day. So I had been up since 3 a.m. My sister comes over and she's like, we're going to a speakeasy. Are you guys coming? And I look at Scott and I'm like, okay, yeah, totally. Let's go. Like, I can't bail on my sister for her birthday. So we go and we try to find this speakeasy. We find it and they're like, your party's too big. We can't let you in. And we're like, excuse me? How rude. So we walk even further from where we were. Mind you, it's freezing out. There's snow on the ground. We walk to this bar, and the bar's like, it was fine, but it was kind of lame at the same time. And so we're sitting there, and I'm just like watching my sister get super drunk. And I don't really drink very much, so I'm like the sober person at the bar at this point, and I'm getting so tired. And my other sister, Jenny's like, I need to go home. Like, I need to leave. Like, I'm out of here. I'm going to get an Uber. And so me and my other sister, there's 4 of us, we were like, we're not going to let you walk out there alone. At least let us walk you to your Uber. So we get out of the bar, and Jenny's like, I can't deal with these shoes anymore. I'm over it. I'm done. And so she takes off her heels. It's, okay, I understand the pain of like walking in heels and just being totally done. I have walked through Vegas barefoot. I do not judge with the barefoot thing because once those heels get you in that spot, it feels so satisfying to take them off and you don't care what you're walking on. In fact, she didn't care because not only was she walking barefoot on the streets of downtown Denver, but she was walking through the snow as we crossed the street. She was just like, that's how bad she wanted to get out of there and take the shoes
and
off.
walking barefoot in snow is so painful. But then again, I guess it would numb her up.
Yeah. So I had forgotten socks on the trip, but I had remembered like slipper socks, and that's what I was wearing with my boots. And so it was making them really tight and uncomfortable. So I had taken one of the socks off, and it was in my purse. At one point, she's like, "You have socks, don't you?" I was like, I have a sock. She was going to borrow my one sock and walk down the street. But then the Uber showed up, and so it didn't happen. But it was a night. It was definitely a night. It was definitely an adventure. It was like such a fun theme. And like randomly, me and my sister ended up picking out the same jacket.
I saw that. That was really cute.
I loved
So
that.
fun. It was
You
a good,
picked up
good
the same
time.
jacket in different parts.
We had no idea. In fact, we
you're
bought them
here.
from different places.
In different
And
cities.
different places, different cities, different websites we bought
That's
them from.
wild.
And we picked it. It was like literally the same jacket, but I guess like sisters think alike sometimes.
It's funny, you, Peyton by herself at a bar, and Kyle with 25 people not getting into a bar.
Too many people.
Right. All right, we're going to shift gears. It's Tuesday. It's time for Second Date Update, and we got Kenna on the line. Kenna, tell us what's going on.
I'm trying to see if what seemed like the perfect date just went nowhere.
All right. We'll take your case. Second date update starts next with John, Jay, and Rich.
Sometimes I get a good feeling.
It was supposed to be the start of a beautiful relationship, but somebody screwed it all up. Second date update right now with John, Jay, and Rich.
Time for second date update. Let's say hello to Kenna. Hi, Kenna.
Hi, how are you?
Can I get a whoop? Kenna, second date update is about you going on a date with someone. You expect there to be a second date. There isn't one. So we want to hear all about how you met this person. Want to hear about the first date. And then how they're blowing you off. And then we're going to call them. All right? So what's your story, Kenna?
Okay. So I met this guy, Jace. He's really cute. We were at this coffee shop on campus, and he was in line behind me, and it was just cute. He made this joke about, like, I ordered this muffin, and he said that that's the one he wanted, and we just wound up talking, and he wound up asking me out, and our date was really cute, too. It was, like, about 3 weeks ago, and we just kind of grabbed dinner, and we walked around downtown, and, yeah, it was just really nice, and he was, like, super sweet, and I was really into him, and I thought it was, like, you know, mutual and everything, so, I don't know, we got along, but he ghosted me after. Like, he never talked to me again, and I tried to get over it, but, like, I finally did text him last week. I did, like a how's it going kind of thing, nothing major, and he didn't even respond to that, so I don't know what happened at all. It's really frustrating.
Any nudity on this date?
No. He was all public places, so no.
It was what? It was places? What'd you say?
It was like we were in public the whole time.
Public places.
Well, did he, like, insinuate maybe going back to his house or something, and you were like, no, and he's like, oh, I don't want to mess with someone that's, you know, not down?
Oh, no, I mean, no, he really didn't. Like, he was just super nice, and, you know, yeah, I don't recall that at all.
Like one of those situations where he's already got a girlfriend and got himself into it. He's like, oh, we had chemistry. I was kind of being nice. And I don't know.
No sparks. Maybe it was fine, but there were no sparks.
Right, maybe the banter wasn't as good as it was at the coffee shop.
Maybe she didn't give him the muffin.
The muffin, you say?
Well, I think she just told us she didn't give him the muffin.
No, remember he wanted a muffin? You took the last muffin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that muffin.
God, you pervert, Kyle.
She told us she didn't give him the muffin.
Twice. Well, Kenna, you said your date was like 3 weeks ago, which is like right around like Christmas time, right? So maybe it was like finals. I mean, you said you guys were on campus, so I'm assuming you're like in college or something. So I'm like, maybe you got too caught up with like finals and then like kind of really just forgot about you and didn't have your number saved and is like, who is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. But then, like, that's why I texted him again.
All right, well, we can call him, and we'll find out why he's blowing you off. What's his name?
Jace.
All right, we're going to call Jace. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll call Jace and find out why Jace is blowing off McKenna. It's John, Jay, and Rich. Second date update continues next.
Time stood still, just like a photograph. All this time I wasted, you were right there all along.
John, Jay, and Rich, you got Kenna on the line who met Jace about 3 weeks ago. They went out, right? I think the line he used was, she got the last muffin at the coffee shop, and he was like, oh, I wanted that muffin or something, right? Cute.
Right, yeah.
Cute. Then you guys went out and had a good time, right? You guys did the whole thing. For some reason, I picture you holding hands walking to the boardwalk. No?
Well, yeah, like downtown, like by the shops and everything.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
And then that's it. No kissing goodbye, nothing too forward, right?
Right, like he was a gentleman.
Okay. All right, we're going to call him, find out why he's blowing you up, because you texted him and he doesn't respond.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Hello?
Hey, is Jace available?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, my name's Payton. I'm with John, Jay, and Rich, and we just wanted to talk to you on the radio really quickly if you have time this morning.
Okay, well, what's up?
Well, we have what's the possibilities, the making of a cute rom-com. You know, we got a call from a woman that says she met you in line at the coffee shop and you made a comment about her getting the last muffin and you guys went out to eat or you went on a date that night and then she hasn't heard from you since. And when she's
yeah. Okay.
Her name is Kenna. And what?
So, Kenna told you about us?
Yeah. It sounded cute, but we were like... We kind of like bumping our heads because we can't figure out where things went wrong. According to her, the way she was telling the story, so we wanted to hear from you what went wrong.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I remember Kenna. I haven't texted her back, and honestly, I feel bad, but, man, I just can't. She's, like, allergic to everything. I'm not even exaggerating, too. It was nuts. Like, at dinner, she told me she couldn't eat gluten, dairy, soy, nuts, certain fruits because they give her like a reaction. And I was like, okay, that's a lot, but fine, whatever. People got dietary restrictions. And then we walked downtown and she said she couldn't stay too close to the trees because pollen makes her throat close up.
Oh, wow.
And then while she was talking about that, she also mentioned she's allergic to cats, dogs, perfumes, certain fabrics. And then this one was the one that kind of set me over the edge, electricity. She said she gets energy-sensitive rashes if she's near too many devices at once. And I was like, bro, how is that even real? I started thinking, like, what if she's one of those people who think Wi-Fi is poisoning them? I just like, couldn't deal. It was way too much.
Wait, like, hold on. So you've been ignoring me because you think I'm allergic to too much stuff? Like, are you serious right now?
Wait, Kenna?
She's calling
Kenna,
you from
on the line?
She's in a hermetically sealed apartment right now.
Bubble boy.
Oh, no, Kenna, I mean, it wasn't just that, but it was like...
So not just that. So that's true. So, like, that's why.
It was a lot to take in, all right? Like, every 5 minutes, we'd just be having a normal conversation, and there was something new. Oh, I can't eat that. I can't touch that. I can't walk near that tree. And, like, electricity... Kenna, you told me you're allergic to Wi-Fi.
No.
How do you live?
Okay. No, I said I get rashes if, like, I get around too many devices. Like, just that is real. Like, you need to look it up. That's real.
Oh, okay. Like,
don't walk into a Best Buy.
Hear how that sounds? Like, how would we even go on dates? What if I ordered the wrong thing? Like, what if, like, my phone gives you hives? What if we go by the wrong tree? Like, it's constant near-death scenarios every time we go outside.
That's what EpiPens are for.
There's so many EpiPens, though.
Yeah, you bring a case with you when you go out.
That's a full purse of just EpiPens. That's so heavy.
No, like, I was fine the whole date, right? Like, you're acting like I'm a bubble person. Like, wasn't I fine the entire
we were
date?
fine, but I spent the night, like, making sure we didn't accidentally kill you. That's so stressful. I can't live like that. Like, what if I have a peanut butter sandwich before seeing you, and then, boom, like, you're dead. And then there's, like, a case, and then, like, a Netflix series.
Well, that happens. The peanut butter allergies, that happens.
That's real, yeah.
There are a lot of allergies, but I mean, it is kind of like, where do you go? What do you do? That would be a little intimidating.
I mean, I can see that, but, like, so you're blowing it out of proportion. Like, you're being dramatic about it. Like, most of my allergies are, like, super manageable, and people date with allergies all the time, in case you haven't known anyone with allergies.
Wait, manageable? Dude, you told me the air quality in my apartment might be too spicy for you. Air. Like, what do I do with that? It's just air.
I think she was talking about your sexuality.
You know what? I just looked up, is it possible to be allergic to electricity? And it's called EHS, is believed to be triggered by electronic devices, but has no scientific proof. Symptoms may happen due to symptoms may happen due to other disorders or beliefs about electromagnetic fields. So there is a little bit of the
crazy person.
Electromagnetic fields.
It's really hard to
I'm just trying to
like that.
Kenna, like, where do we go? Like, if the air in my room is too spicy for you, like, I don't know what to do. Like, we could, like, go to, like, a lab.
I was joking about that because, like, I'm good at joking about myself because I know that it's crazy how many allergies I have. So that was a joke.
Okay, I'll take the loss on that one, but like I could not tell because by that point I had no idea. There was like 50 allergies.
That's a lot.
At one point, it's like 49 real one and one joke one.
I mean, that's a lot.
Now I'm on my toes.
If you're married and you have a baby and the child you created has all those allergies, but if you're meeting someone for the first time and you're like, you just kind of jump ahead and go, that's a lot to deal with right now. I don't want,
see that.
You know what I mean? That is a lot.
First date.
But that's sad
Like,
for
you gotta
Kenna.
ease
She's
me
like, I'm a
in.
great
Take
person.
the EpiPen, Jenna, before Jace or Kenna, all of you, take the EpiPen and shoot it before you go on the date.
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, it's not?
Just in case. Do you guys remember the producer we had that was allergic to the color orange?
No.
Not just oranges, but anything orange?
No.
You don't? Because I thought that was so fascinating. You ought to add that to your list.
Oh my gosh.
Can you be visually allergic to things? That's nuts.
Kenna, you'll find someone out there that'll be perfect for you.
Maybe they're equally allergic to
That's
things.
what I'm saying. Like, my friend Haley, she's gluten-free, and she found herself a girlfriend that's gluten-free, too. So they live a little gluten-free life together.
There's help out there.
See, there's there.
No soy either, though.
All right,
Or like if you find a way to like do EpiPens in like shots or something, make it like a party game, like that could be kind of fun. It's like, hey,
Hey, so do you want to go out there again? Because that's kind of where we step in.
Oh man, Kenna, like you're really nice, but I cannot. That's so many allergies. I think you're gonna find a great person.
You
but
cannot with Kenna.
I'm best of luck to you, but I don't think I'm it.
All right, Kenna. That's why he was blowing you off. It's tough to hear.
So, like, he could have been mature, but he's just going to go after assuming that it's going to be difficult to date me. Okay.
Hey, incidentally, you guys, before we say goodbye to you, I was typing in my search engine, can people be allergic to electricity? And I typed in, can people? And you know how it fills in the rest of the sentence? When it fills in the rest of the sentence, does that mean a lot of people have searched that?
Or that's what the algorithm thinks you're going to ask.
It says, can people lay eggs? and then it says, no, humans do not lay eggs.
Oh, fair enough.
That's such a weird thing.
Not with that kind of attitude, we can't.
She's allergic. By the way, I'm allergic to eggs. Anyway.
Oh, no.
All right. Thank you guys for going there with us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. That's Second Date Update with John, Jay, and Rich.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
John, Jay, and Rich, yesterday Kyle was telling us how, you were in Denver, on your way to Denver, and the airport popped you for carrying illegal makeup brushes.
They weren't illegal makeup brushes, but it was an illegal amount of liquids, my makeup brush solution cleaner and lotion. And they threw it away. And it was really sad because they were brand new.
So we want to get into 877-937-1047. Call and tell us, what did TSA, what did the airport confiscate from you? David sent me a DM. What did the airport get from you?
All right, man. So we were pretty much taking a trip to Mexico, a long time since we haven't gone. We figured, let's go for Christmas. Surprise everybody, and we're just taking a bunch of random gifts. I mean, you're talking about a phone, Marc Jacobs, perfumes, you name it. Knife sets, just random stuff that people might need or want, household items. So we get to the airport down in Mexico. We're running late. We can't even check in our bags, so they tell us, just run to the gate, take your bags, and we'll take your bags from there, from the gate. They told us to go through, and that's it. Okay, so we go in. The guy starts going through the scanner. he immediately just stops our 7 bags going through. Starts popping out Victoria's Secret lotions, Bath Body Works things, knife sets, perfumes. He puts everything down and just, have you guys ever flown before?
That's the worst. Have you ever flown before?
Probably when they took the knives out, they're like, what gives with these people?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he definitely stopped at the knife set. He just looked at it. I was like, really?
So what did you do at that point? Do you just say, I'm going to miss this flight and get the next one because this is too much stuff to lose?
So here's the thing. We booked flights in Juarez, Mexico to save $300-400 to not fly from Phoenix, but we lost $500 plus of gifts that we were going to give away.
You literally just said, take them? We got to make our flight?
Well, I mean, the plane was literally just waiting for us. They had to tell the plane, stop. We have 6 passengers running to the gate, and it was either leave the items, fight with the people. We couldn't, there was no way around it. So we arrived.
Wow.
So we arrived, and then we also paid extra baggage for those items. It was a nightmare, and ever since then, we just said, you know what, forget it.
Forget it. All right. That's a good one, man. Thank you, David. Thanks for calling in, dude. Have a great day.
All right, take care.
877-937-1047. We want to know what was confiscated from you when you were trying to travel. You made a mistake or you didn't know. Have you ever traveled before?
Would that make you feel 2 inches tall?
Yeah.
I would feel so reduced.
All right. We'll talk to you next. It's John, Jay, and Rich. Hi, Nikki. What did TSA take from you?
So we were coming back from Disneyland when I was about 7, and I had like a little fanny pack, and they pulled it aside, and they started pulling everything out, and I had one of those little rolls of the Hubba Bubba bubble tape, and I guess there's like powder coating on it, and they were like suspicious of that. And so my mom was like, my child isn't a smuggler. Like, it's just...
Oh, my gosh.
It does look like a little, like, white powdery substance, so I can understand
But it's got the Hubba Bubba logo on it. You know what that is.
Like, everybody knows. It's
I
a
know.
tape roll.
I'm like, did you not have a childhood? Like, how did you not know that that's on the Hubba Bubba?
Because the Hubba Bubba, not just the powder, but it looks like C4. So I can see how they can see that. I get it.
Right,
I totally get it. Now, one of the things I do with that Hubba Bubba tape, by the way, is you take it out and you see it's a spool, and I like to bite it like a hamburger.
Oh, stop it.
I do.
You're like the person that does the string cheese and eats the string cheese
do.
whole and doesn't
That's
pull
actually
it.
kind of
Well,
fun
when I eat string cheese,
too.
I'll eat 3 or 4 string cheeses, and I do them differently each
How
one.
dare you guys?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Thanks, Nikki.
Yeah, thanks.
Jessica, hi. What did TSA
Good
take
morning.
from you? Hi.
TSA took from us was a magic 8-ball because my son was trying to sneak it through and didn't think anybody would notice.
Because of the liquid inside of it or something?
Yep, because of the liquid. And they're like, they can't take this on the plane. And my son was so upset because he wanted to take the magic 8-ball to his grandparents' house.
Oh, what a bummer. I didn't think there'd be that much liquid in there.
He probably asked the 8-ball when he was in line, can I take you to my grandma's house? And said, sure, no problem.
Yeah, they said, nope, so sorry because of the liquid.
Absolutely
yes,
not.
And I was like, of all things, a magic 8-ball.
Right.
And he was so sad because he wanted to take it so he could show his grandparents and then use it the whole week he was there.
You know, the same thing happened to Rich, but it was a different 8-ball.
Oh, my gosh, John Jay.
Rules were different back then in Japan.
Yep, a little different here.
All right, thanks, Jessica. Thanks for calling in.
You're very welcome. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
If you have any other ones, shoot us a call, 877-937-1047 or a DM at John J. Van Ness. It's John J. and Rich.
Microphone check. Tap in and say what's up. Check. Open the free iHeartRadio app and tap the talkback mic to send John Jay and Rich a message now.
John J. and Rich, shoot us a text anytime. Like when you're listening to the podcast later today, text us. Text JJR, whatever you want to say, to 96893. Here's a text. Hanny's is awesome. They have a great margarita pizza.
Oh, I had the honey hot pepperoni pizza last night, and it was delish.
Kyle, let's get some entertainment news.
do that.
Let's get to it.
What would you like to hear about?
SZA.
Okay, I knew Payton would like this one. So on SZA's new album, she's got a song named Drew Barrymore. And she was on the Drew Barrymore Shore.
One of my favorite SZA songs of all time.
Yeah, and so Drew was like, when I saw that you had a song with my name as the title, I was so honored. And SZA was like, your name's not just the title. Like, your name was the inspiration. And then SZA went into how much she really admires Drew Barrymore.
I guess, when you're younger and you're a black woman, there's not a lot of examples all the time. And one of the few lovely white women that I looked up to so much on television, it was you, because you were so yourself. You were quirky. Your smile wasn't perfect. I have a slight speech impediment. It just reminds me of all the things about myself that make me nervous, but on you it shines so brightly. You gave me permission to be myself and feel like this is so cool. And so you've always been a pinnacle to me. I love you.
I love this episode.
My smile's crooked.
She actually chuckled in the interview when she watched that, when I watched it. But I watched the whole thing because SZA's my goat. She's my all-time favorite, and I love Drew Barrymore. 50 First Dates was my comfort movie as a kid, and so to see that, it only it just made me love SZA as an artist so much more because it made her real to me.
Totally.
When she's my Drake, So I'm you're actually real, and I actually connect to you, and I relate to you.
They dated in 2008.
They did. Drake and SZA did date.
And you can totally feel the love with Drew Barrymore.
Absolutely.
She just reeks free spirit and just so kind.
And if you haven't heard Drew Barrymore by SZA, go listen to it because it's so good.
Does it talk about a crooked smile in the song?
No, it doesn't. J. Cole does.
I thought that's what she was talking about. That you inspired me, and I put these lyrics in the song. It's more than just the title.
J. Cole mentions Drew Barrymore.
No, J. Cole mentions having crooked teeth.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't remember talking about Drew Barrymore.
So you know how I'm working on this vision board, right? And tonight, my family and I are doing the vision board. So I went to go look for magazines again yesterday. And did you know Drew Barrymore has a magazine?
Yeah. I bought one of her magazines for my vision boards that we put together.
Oh, really?
Me and my daughter did ours last night.
It says it's Drew. And I was like, I had no idea.
What she got in there?
Just her.
Do you want to know one of the big ones that I took from her magazine? It says joy really largely. I'll show you. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you had your vision board here?
Yeah, I keep it in my planner. Joy. That came from Drew.
That cost $17.
It did. Because I don't know what else I took from this.
The vision board, so your vision board fits in your little diary right there, your day planner.
Because I feel like if I'm going to be looking in this all the time to be planning things, it's I have the constant reminder of my 2025 vision board.
No, that's good. But I went to Michael's over the weekend and I bought this construction stuff for our vision boards. And my wife said to me last night, she goes, I saw the stuff you have for the vision board. They look a little large, don't they? Do we cut those in half? I'm like, no, I think they're supposed to be big. And then I see Kyle's little one.
You can do it any size you want. So mine's small. Like I said, I did it with my daughter last night, and we took one of those large foam boards, and then we cut it in half for her. So then hers is like a foam board, but half of one. You can do it whatever size you want.
Mine in my office is a full-size poster board. It's huge.
I guess it could be any way.
Well, where are you going to keep yours? Are you going to put it in here? Are you going to keep it? You know where you should keep your vision board, John Jay, is outside the window of your sauna in the garage, so you can see it when you're.
That's a good idea. I was going to make the vision board, and then I was going to burn it.
What? Why would you do that?
What about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
So everyone's freaking out because he was doing an interview, and fans think he cryptically told us that there's new Taylor Swift music coming out. He was really trying to not answer the question that was a question directly about new Taylor Swift music.
Have you heard any? Do you get are you a test ear?
You know, I can't say any of that. You know, I can't say that. I hear music everywhere.
Okay, let's just say you're hanging out. No, we're having a little dinner. All of a sudden, the creative juice sparks in the absolute beast that you're sitting with, who is going to go down as maybe the most famous icon in the history of music. And she starts thinking something, and you go, "Ooh, I like that." Are you a motivator at every single time?
Oh,
are
yeah.
you?
Come on now, you know it. I'll never chime in, but you already know I'm here to support it. I'm here to see where it can go. You know what I mean?
And then at one point he said, there might be a few. Well, yeah, there might be, there might not be.
Right. Why wouldn't he just say, I don't know what's going on with that? He could have avoided that a lot better.
Know. He probably does know what's going on with
yeah,
that.
I know, but I'm like, fool us all. Lie to us. Yeah, Travis, just lie. It's okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of new music, about a week and a half ago, over the break, I was actually longer than that, I was in Hawaii because my son plays basketball there, and my son, Dutch, goes, Dad, stand like this. And I stand, and he films me. He goes, okay, now stand like that. Do this. I'm like, all right. So I do it. I'm like, what are you doing? It's nothing. And later he posts, it was a TikTok he made. I don't know if he was making fun of me or not. I go, what song is that? And it's is LeAngelo Ball's song.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you if you heard it and saw that he signed to the Def Jam's record label.
I saw that last night.
Yeah.
Right?
$13 million.
$13
million.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm ahead of the game because I had a TikTok with his song on it already a week ago.
John Jay, that song blew up a week ago.
It blew up a week ago?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, cousin
A week and
me.
a half ago,
Well, I
yeah.
don't know. Okay.
It's on my stories. Did you see the video I made?
I didn't see the video you make, but
It's not the video I made. Dutch made it.
Kadeem's been parading that song around the house for the last week and a half.
I made that video. Yes, this date, whatever date this was. January 5th is when I made the video.
Oh, you were
So
early.
on top of things.
Posted on my...
Possibly.
So you're welcome, LeAngelo Ball, for your $13 million.
Oh my gosh. No, people are saying that song, though, like brings you back to like the 90s, like early 2000s type of music. So that's why people are just loving it.
But I'm also hearing now that Heidi Montag, everyone's talking about her song too.
Oh my gosh. Well, because for some reason, her song from her 2010 album, Superficial, somehow, for some reason, it's gone viral again and it's like #1 on iTunes.
Because of the fire stuff, with them talking about the fire?
I guess so, yeah. But she was like beside herself because, they lost their home. They lost everything in the fire. And she was like thanking everyone because of this, it's been such a light during a really dark time.
Thank you so much to everyone. #1 on iTunes charts. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the overwhelming love and support of my music and really rallying behind us in this devastating time and making it such a blessing. So thank you.
How weird that her and Spencer Pratt now are on the news every day.
I know. Again.
Like 10 years ago, it was
I
like...
don't even know.
Literally feels like a flashback.
You guys were talking about Spencer Pratt, and I'm like, who?
They were like a reality show stars.
Yeah, what show were they
basically.
on?
Seriously?
The Hills.
The Hills.
The Hills?
Yeah.
They were
Along
two
with
of the
Kristen
biggest
Cavallari.
stars in the world.
Really?
Because of this reality show,
Oh,
yeah.
wow, I've never heard of him.
And he was, we had him on the show many times. He was a press hound. He was just, it's almost like you could almost say, did he start these fires so they're in the news?
Like they did too much?
They did not. Don't start that
We're going to
rumor.
burn our house down and everyone's going to talk to us. Oops.
They
gotta
would
let
just
it in.
any headline they could get, they would. And then she caused all these headlines because she basically got every plastic surgery procedure you could to completely change her look.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do a deep
What was it,
dive
like
on that.
2010?
Yeah.
2000,
Right around
so
there.
they were famous before that then. Because it was probably 2008 then, right? And
Yeah,
then-
right in that era.
That's crazy. John, Jay, and Rich. Melissa, what did TSA take?
I had like a 9-inch dagger in my backpack. And what happened was I was packing for a trip and my suitcase handle broke. So I grabbed my husband's bag, emptied out, threw all my stuff in there, but didn't know this was in there. And so I go through TSA and they're like, do you have anything sharp in your bag? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, what's this? And they pull out this knife and they walk me across like all the lanes of TSA, like holding this knife up. And they took it from me. Like they offered, I could either take it back to my car or they would confiscate it. And I was like, keep it. I don't want it anywhere near me. It's not mine. I'm just a mom. I'm just traveling for work. I'm innocent. And about 3 months later, I get a letter in the mail from TSA saying I'm banned for life from pre-check.
Oh, no. That's the saddest news of all.
It's the worst. I know. So, yeah,
There's always
there you
clear.
go.
Well, thank you for sharing that story, Melissa. Sorry you can't travel pre-check anymore, ever.
Yeah, so sad.
Have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Sam, what got confiscated? TSA.
I was traveling to Cuba with my ex-boyfriend, and they tried to take his mom's ashes.
Oh. Were you gonna dump them somewhere in Cuba?
His mom's from Cuba, so we were taking them there to disperse them and kind of bring her back home and stuff. And as we were going through TSA, I didn't speak Spanish, he didn't speak Spanish, and they were trying to ask us what it was because we just had it in one of those boxes. And I didn't know what to tell them, and they were like trying to take it away, and they were going to test it and everything, thinking they were bringing something into the country. And I'm sitting there kind of like with my hands in the air going, I don't know what to tell you, and they're speaking Spanish to me. My boyfriend steps over and gets behind me, and he goes, "Muerte dust." And I go, what in the world? So he told them "Muerte dust," and I like, oh my God, they put their hands up, they gave it back to me, and they said, keep moving.
Muerte means dead.
Oh,
so he's like muerte dust. Sam, thanks for calling in.
Thanks.
Joanne, what got taken away from TSA?
I was traveling, and I had my little Yorkie with me, and he needed medication. And they were in 2-ounce dropper bottles. And TSA goes, my flight was delayed, and TSA goes, you can't travel with this. I said, they're 2-ounce bottles. He said, I'm sorry, you can't. I said, but I don't understand. I mean, let me give my dog the medicine. He said, absolutely not. I said, all right. He takes it, he throws it away. The police are walking around there. He goes, what seems to be the problem? I said, my flight's delayed, and they want to throw my dog's medicine away. And he's like, what do you mean they want to throw the medicine? I said, he won't even let me give it to him now. The police take it out of the garbage and said, here, have a nice flight.
No, really?
I wonder what was going on with that TSA agent.
He wanted the drugs.
A little miserable. New York, you know. I'm sorry, and I'm from New York.
I couldn't tell.
Well, what are you doing right now?
I am driving to work.
Oh, it sounds like someone's like typing everything you say. You hear every time she's talking, it's like.
Yeah, I thought you were doing data entry.
No, I'm driving.
Maybe it's like earrings touching the phone.
She's like, I'm also a court reporter, and I'm in court right now.
Can we hear your hoops? Is that what we hear? Your hoops?
Oh, I hear it. Joanne, have a great day. Thank you for listening. Hi, Francine.
Hi. So I was coming back from Mexico with a piece of dead coral that I found on the beach, and coming through TSA, and all they heard was that I had a piece of coral in my luggage, and they lost their minds. They took me into a special area. They took all of my belongings. Like, they ran everything through. There was a group of people that were off in the corner just whispering and looking at me, like side-eyeing me like I had just like killed a baby whale or something. It was horrible. And they finally, I showed them what I had, and they were like, this is a rock. And I said, yeah, it's a piece of dead coral. And they're like, oh my gosh, we thought it was like a piece of live coral, and that's illegal, and you can't do that. And
oh my God.
So yeah, it was horrible. I was like, how would I, first of all, bring a piece of live coral home with me in my luggage? Like, it was wrapped in a sock.
Hi, Francine. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good one.
D-Tree, you got advice for Kyle?
Yes, I do. I was listening to her story about TSA confiscating her stuff, and I actually had the same thing happen to me. There's actually a website you can go to, and they sell that stuff that you lose, and you could get it for dirt cheap.
Oh, so they like auction off all the stuff?
Yeah.
What is the website?
Get that makeup brush back.
It's like tsastuff.com or something. I can send it to you guys I'll send it to one of your Instagrams or something.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
But I've done that.
Cool.
My friend actually told me about it because I have the same thing happen to me. Brand new stuff just taken.
Wow. It's so sad. You know what, though? My sister put it into perspective. She's like, at least it wasn't like expensive perfume or something like that, because that could have cost way more.
Right. Because perfume can get expensive.
Yeah, really expensive.
Well, thank you, D-Tree. Shoot us a DM. I want to know. I want to buy Kyle's brush back and go, here, I got you, kid.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
Just not my
Have a
brush.
good day, guys.
Bye. Kat, thanks for holding. What did TSA take from you?
Well, it wasn't necessarily TSA, but long story short, I was involved in a crime, and of course they take your car into evidence. And in my trunk of my car, I had a first aid kit full of all my sex toys in it.
Oh, my gosh.
And so when I finally get my car out of evidence, I'm like, yes, I'm going to go get my first aid kit. Well, my first aid kit's gone. And I'm like, no, because that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And so I call my attorney, and then he calls the detective, and he's like, hey, she wants her first aid kit back. And the detective's like, yeah, she can't have that back. I was like, what are you doing with my first aid kit?
Yeah, why would they want that? What was the crime?
I love that that's what you keep in your first aid kit.
It was just, bad times back then, involved with wrong people, So
Okay, but let me ask this. You called in because we were talking about what did TSA take away from you, right? Okay, good. I just want to make sure because
I thought I heard you say like, what did something get confiscated from you? And I thought it was pretty funny because
no, that works. No, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad you called that. I just want to make sure that I was going to question the phone screener.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're like TSA, right?
Yeah, no, that works perfectly.
And what would have been the chances if we said, what sex toys got taken away from you because of a crime?
Or what do you put in your first aid kit other than first aid tools?
Yeah, so we probably would have never gotten to those.
Start a segment.
Yeah. All right, Kat, perfect. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. I love you guys.
Love you too. To wrap this up, I thought this was interesting as heck. These are 6 weird things that can get you flagged by TSA. Arguing or being aggressive. Using too much cologne or perfume. They might think you're trying to mask the smell of drugs, so they'll pull you over. If you're extra chatty with them, they think something's up. It can get you patted down because they might think you're trying to distract them. These guys are trained. Not making eye contact. If you don't make eye contact, it's another sign you're nervous. You have something to hide. How about this? This one I thought was so if you're a TSA agent and you see someone in line and you think they look suspicious and they're yawning a lot, could it be they do morning radio? Oh, no. Yawning a lot. When people are stressed, they tend to want more oxygen, so they start yawning.
Oh my
and if
gosh.
you're yawning, they pull you aside and give you a strip search.
Oh, wow.
And this is your TSA agent. This is the number one thing that'll get you flagged at TSA. If you're being dressed wrong for the weather. Like having way too many layers in the summertime, it could mean you're trying to hide something.
What? It's just freezing on the airplane and the airport.
That's
I
true.
always layer up no matter
I think,
what
if where you're going is cold?
Right. That
You know?
too.
Then again, I was under the weather, and I took a big, thick jacket with me when I went to Hawaii, and I wore it on the plane, and I take it off, and I roll it up, and I put it underneath my lower back because it feels better.
Oh.
But I never got flagged.
Life hack.
Bring it, TSA. Bring it. Anyway,
You're probably doing all those. You're probably yawning, not making eye contact. There's no way you're being
I'm not being too chatty, though.
You're definitely not being too chatty.
Flagged.
All right, it's John J. and Rich. Thanks for listening.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet I guess so? Is it that sweet I guess so? That's that me espresso.
John J. and Rich, Sugar Play Game. Dina, hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Grant's the host of this game. Grant.
We're playing the 4-second rule,
Awesome.
everybody's favorite game.
Oh, hold on.
Can't hear
Unmute
you.
that thing.
Unmute that
Hold on.
thing.
We have technical difficulties right now.
Like there's a lot of
Hello. Hello. Hi. How we doing? We're playing the 4-second rule, America's favorite game show, obviously. Basically, how this works is I'm going to go around the room, give you a category, and you have 4 seconds to name 3 things in said category. Now, Dina, you're probably wondering, what does 4 seconds sound like? Rich? That's 4 seconds. It happens fast. Dina, are you ready?
Got it. Yes, I am ready.
Awesome. John J. Van Ness, we start with you, big dog. John J., in 4 seconds, name 3 things that your partner makes fun of you for.
My clothes, my face, my walk, my rear end, my double chin, my eye, my forehead.
Nailed it. Point on the board for John J. Rich Barra. Yes, sir. In 4 seconds, Rich, name 3 things you say when you're surprised. Oh, my goodness. Crap. Hey, what's that? Nice job, Rich, on the board. Hot start. Big game today. Payton Whitmore, you said earlier SZA is your favorite all-time artist.
Yeah, my go.
All right, with that in mind, Payton, in 4 seconds, name 3 things that fit in your pocket.
Your phone, your wallet, and a quarter.
Woo! Man!
You try to throw me off right there.
A little bit. A little bit. Kyle, are you ready?
Ready.
Ooh. In 4 seconds, Kyle, make 3 different animal sounds.
Okay. And
Nailed it. Great job. Everybody on the board.
It's like a hyper dog.
Dina, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, Dina, in 4 seconds, name 3 things you can't resist.
Chocolate, cake, and pop.
Did you say pop?
Pop. Yes, I'm old school.
That's Midwest. I like that. All right. We got everybody on the board after round 1.
Moving into round 2, the questions might get a little harder. John J. Van Ness, in 4 seconds. Name 3 types of trees.
Eucalyptus, pine, and mahogany. Is that? It was a wood. I don't know if
It's a wood. You know what? I'll give it to you.
Where do you get mahogany from? The mahogany tree.
True. We'll count it. We'll give you. John J gets 2 points. Perfect game for John J. Rich Barra. Rich. In 4 seconds, name 3 things you can cover in chocolate.
Strawberries, cake, and a donut.
Come on, your mom.
Oh, your mom.
What?
Oh,
Gosh.
Grant's mom.
Yeah, that's right, man. She loves it.
Mom likes chocolate.
Peyton Whitmore, you planning any vacations soon? Any exciting world travels?
That I am.
All right. Well, Peyton, in 4 seconds, name 3 French words.
Oui, meme, and Pepe.
I'll give it to you.
No, it's right. Pepe is grandpa, meme is grandma, and we is yes.
I would have also accepted baguette or croissant.
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 What is it? Le quoi?
Le croissant.
How you missed that, I don't know.
I know.
All right, Kyle Unfug. Let's keep the streak alive. Kyle, in 4 seconds, name 3 things you steal from a hotel.
Oh, the lotion, shampoo, and conditioner.
And your mom.
And your mom.
I would have also accepted robe, towels, bedding.
You could steal the robe. I think they charge you.
Yeah, they do charge you for it. You're right. All right, Dina.
Yes.
Okay. This is for all
as ready as your
the
mom.
points. Thank you.
She wins. Winner.
All right, Dina. In 4 seconds, name 3 things to put in coffee.
Creamer, heavy cream, and...
She said chocolate. I heard
You
it.
heard chocolate?
I heard chocolate.
Then we will give it to you. Dina, you have won the game. 4-second rule is all yours today.
You're awesome, Dina. Hold on. We'll set you up with those tickets. Hold on. Kyle's coming with 3 things you need to know.
I'll tell you, change one company's making that may change pizza night forever. Tell you what that is next with John, Jay, and Rich.
John, Jay, and Rich. Call the show at 877-937-1047.
We were talking about what TSA confiscated from y'all because Kyle got her makeup confiscated, and then lots of people called and told us about their conversations and how they got confiscated on conversations. And then we have a talkback. We never really talked about the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app, but if you're on the iHeartRadio app, you just tap the microphone and you can participate in the show.
Hey, you all. I just wanted to answer your question about what has been something that's been confiscated for me while traveling on an airplane. A Cuban sandwich. Apparently, it is not legal to bring pork over from Mexico to the U.S. So, yep, I got detained, and they took my sandwich.
Oh, my gosh.
so
It
sad.
seems extreme. It's a sandwich. Wow.
So you can always shoot us a talk back anytime about anything on the show. And you can also text us. You text JJR, whatever you want to say, to 96893. Kyle, what are 3 things we need to know?
We all know how devastating, catastrophic the fires have been so far, right? Well, this doesn't make things easier for people in California right now who have lost everything. The government just said we are going to offer a one-time payment of $770 to individuals devastated by the wildfires in LA. $770. Obviously, in stark contrast to the billions and billions of dollars being funneled overseas, but that's where we're at now.
Ugh.
Now, they say this may change pizza night forever. Pizza Hut is getting a whole new look. So they are going to remodel their stores. They're going to make them far more tech-forward and customer-friendly. They've got touchscreen kiosks, a customer-facing pizza-making station, a drive-through. They've got their Hut and Go menu where you can just go in, tap the little touchscreen, and they've got like items ready to go in those warmer bins or those warmer
like
cabinets.
kind of how Little Caesars has.
Kind of like that, but they'll have all of them ready to go, and you could just pop the thing open and take them and go. I think this is absolutely genius because they also say they're gonna it's gonna rival fast food prices, which have gotten insanely expensive, and they say they're gonna be cheaper, and it's gonna be an option for delicious food on the go.
And have you seen their dine-in remodels?
They look so good. They're super modern. They look amazing.
Cool,
yeah, they really do look cool. Good for Pizza Hut. Just paving the way in the pizza world. So if you have stuck with your New Year's resolution and you've been hitting up the gym, usually Januaries are the busiest months at gyms across America. And all of the regulars are holding their breath for the end of the month, for everybody to give up on those New Year's resolutions because they want their gym back. They say during the month of January, it's like if you can find parking, classes are all booked, and they just say, listen, the people that don't gym all the time don't gym right. Like they don't wipe their sweat off the machines. They just don't re-rack the weights and whatnot and all the things. So just so you know, the gym rats are just waiting in the wings. They maybe want to even entice you to give up on your New Year's resolutions. I say don't. Don't do it.
Last gym I was in moved to Miami. Ha!
You can never resist that joke when we're talking about anything gym related.
Last January 2024, my wife started going to this yoga class at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was packed. I was like, of course it's packed. I go, it's New Year's. Everyone does everything. It's slammed. I go, just give it a month, just like you were saying, right? Month later, still packed. Just give it a month. For some reason, that's the class. Everyone, that's the class.
It never died down.
It never died down. It's packed all the time at 5 a.m.
And now there's probably more since it's January. There's probably more people committing
to it. It's crazy.
to it.
And then you know how I was telling you guys how I bought that treadmill?
Yeah.
And it's still outside my front door.
I'm like, I was just going to ask, have you even brought it inside?
I took a picture of it this morning. It's literally through the monitor. It's still outside the front door, leaning against the
I
thing.
can't imagine there's going to be that much setup to it, right? I mean, I think you just pull it out of the box.
Open it up and
plug
go.
it in.
I know, but I was trying to visualize how I could put it in the back of my car and drive it here, and I just don't see me doing that.
Well,
so I need to take a
Just
picture.
shove it in the back seat.
Where can I find a picture of that in a magazine?
I got a truck. I could come get you just like I always do. Throw it in the back of the truck.
Yeah, you know, I think it could fit in my car, but I haven't even gone to look at it. It's like, I don't even go to the front door. I go in the back. You know what I mean? So
Get your package. Jeez Louise, it's going to look like nobody's home.
I know we're going to get robbed.
Yeah, don't do that. All right.
They're going to leave the treadmill.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs!
Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost?
While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.